I just hope I got them flaps right so they're not warped. 'Cause that's a lot of freaking work on that shit.
All right, we're live Saturday at John's. Hopefully you can hear us.
Morning.
I need a stick. A dowel, a stick, something. We need to make a boom. Here's a piece of dowel, right?
You know, I don't know how high that thing will go. It might be able to sit on the floor. I mean, you got the legs that go out in two stages.
No.
There's 2 stages on the legs.
I know.
And then
It'll be
this
that
leg,
high. That's okay. All right, can you guys hear us okay? You know what? A piece of piano wire would be better. Because then I can bend. Or a coat hanger. You got a coat hanger? That way we're not wasting wire.
Right here's a piece of copper wire. How big? Foot long.
Yeah. Oh, that's good right there. Now I'll probably need some tape. Hi, John and Sparky Alexander. All is good. Okay, good, great.
Thank you.
We're trying to get a mic boom going here. Let's see here. Bend this down. This back. Okay, take that puppy on that handle right there. All right.
Like downtown, some 100-mile-an-hour tape, and we're good to go.
All right, today is kind of just a do whatever day.
We're gonna join your wing in your fuselage, right? Is that what intentions were?
Yeah, I want to.
Well, I got stuff I can do up that I don't need the table for, because I can put the lead outs on my bell crank and that kind of stuff, you know. I can get this stuff out of your way.
Well, I thought that before I joined the wing, I would work on this cowl mounting.
Oh, yeah.
Because then I could put this in the drill press to drill those.
Yeah, you already spent all that time trying to cut 1/8-inch plywood with a razor knife at home.
Well, I got it. I mean, it worked.
It's just tougher. I've done it before. Should have gotten out your jigsaw. You just turned the jigsaw upside down and used it like a...
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
So what I need to do here, I do this on the bandsaw.
See, Bob Hunt used a bunch of cinder blocks wrapped in styrofoam.
Yeah.
I just got steel weights and a piece of glass. See how white this came out? That's just tinted clear. Starting from the bare wood, you can tint it clear up to the 3/8 of pop and silk down. And just look how white that is. You know, you can compare it to this just bare wood wing. Well, it really gets a start and a half on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This thing up, got the tip weight box landing gear. You can make the tips. I need to do my bell crank.
I need one more, it looks like. I think I'm gonna tight bond this together.
Yeah, it'll sand better.
I need one more piece. This is the only piece. How many years ago did I buy that box of lumber?
Oh, I don't know. Quite a few years
This
ago.
is the only piece out of it that was any
Out
good.
of all that?
Yeah.
121 grams.
6 pound wood. The other stuff is 8-10 pound wood.
Unreal. Unreal.
We still got about what? 20 pieces?
20 pieces or more. Maybe 30 pieces.
You know what today is?
Your birthday.
How did you know?
I took a wild guess.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. I made it.
I drink a beer with you, but we don't drink.
Nope. So I need to, before I get any,
It's too small. I need that size in between them two.
okay. Yep, today is the day. Ow, shoot. That is like crazy. Let's see here. We want to cut this off too. All right, what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm setting up my cowl blocks so that I don't have much to sand. Like I told you when I was putting this together, you know, I wanted to wait till I got over here to make up the blocks. And if I was real slick, I would and I think I probably will, because I do have access to the bandsaws. I'll cut this away. I'll cut it away so I don't have so much grinding to do. It helps to have power tools.
Yeah.
So we'll cut this away like so. Just relieve some of that. Gotta drop the CA and glue these together with.
Okay. Thin or thick?
Yeah, thin is fine. Except it ain't coming out. It doesn't feel like there's any in there.
It's in there. It's just getting low. That's foam safe stuff. Don't want to use this.
I just want to tack it.
That shit weighs it.
Tack it right. That's good. I'm gonna cut that out so I don't have.
Yeah. I got another bottle of that thin super glue, so if that runs out.
So guys that don't compete and don't finish their airplanes, we're talking about finish, huh? All right, what I've done here is I've cut away that so I don't have as much sanding to do. Okay, it's a cow.
Yes, sir.
Or close to. What happened to my piece there? Okay, so just one buzz on the disc sander here and be.
Have you seen the aluminum? Let me see something real quick before you get in here.
Okay. There it is. Roughed in. No big deal. Guys make a big deal about everything.
It's only wood.
I don't know. I think that's too deep, don't you? I think it needs to be at least here.
But you don't want your head of the motor sticking into you.
The head of the motor is going to be right here. I mean, that.
Here, you can stick this in there. This is a pretty close rendition.
I guess.
From the motor mounts, you got 3 inches,
No.
2 and it's somewhere between 3/4 and 7/8. So 2 and 13/16, I guess, probably accurate. That's real tight. So 3 inches gives you about an 1/8 inch clearance for the head inside. Not quite an 1/8 inch, close. Off the motor mounts, those are your 1/2 inch pads or what they're, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch pads. Sorry. Well, this will shed some weight and hollow out that nose block.
What's that?
This will shed a little bit of weight when you hollow out that nose block. You still got down in there, didn't you? I'm gonna mold the nose of these side pieces on this airplane. I'm gonna cut some little foam zippy cradles and figure out where I gotta go at for 2-inch spinner.
I didn't want to make it too complicated.
Yeah, I know, it gets to be a pain in the ass the more you add
Well,
to it, and then
I'm working in the closet, and I don't have any tools.
that's true.
If I was at home, I could do a lot more, but
Still takes a lot of extra time.
this glue takes about 1/2 hour to set up.
What?
This white glue take about 1/2 hour to set up. You think?
Yeah, about that, enough where you can start handling it. If you burnish it in, it'll go off a little bit faster.
I know that I'm online. Technology great.
Yeah, to an extent.
Okay, paper towel. We got 8 watch. Hey, $50 super chat.
All right.
Unbelievable. Let's see who did that one.
Thank you.
Christopher Everson. He's an Ohio guy.
Another old control line flyer said he might join in today is Rob Young, Columbus guy.
$50 super chat. Boy, we're getting up there. So, let's see here. This goes on this way. All I'm doing is gluing these pieces together for this cowl. And okay. Oh, my brother wishing me a happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday. Whoopee.
Yeah, you used to be able to go to the strip club and get roaring drunk, have somebody drive you around.
You know, the guys at work would miss work on their birthday. Not me.
I never missed work on my birthday. It was just another day. In fact, I tried to forget it because once I hit 21, I was legal and all that shit. So I was already in the military. So
Anybody know how old I am today? I'm 40 and holding.
yeah, I got some swamp property for sale in Texas.
My mom used to say she was 39 and holding. She held on for 50-some years at 39.
Yeah.
Okay, let's 39 and holding. Okay, you got any bar clamps that I can clamp this with?
Yeah, there's some small ones in that drawer over there under the bandsaw.
Yeah, here we go. Quick grip American tool.
Harbor Freight.
Yep. I need to get some more of these. So,
those are expensive ones there. Those aren't Harbor Freight. Those are about $15 a piece. Damn old things.
well, I got a bunch of them. I need to buy some more.
You can get them at Harbor Freight for about $3 for their brand.
Okay, there's the cowl that's roughed in. We'll let it dry for approximately half hour, and then I'll set up on getting it mounted. I get John today 30 foot of lead out. Now this lead out I got from Jack Sheik's. This stuff is the best stuff I've ever seen. It's Berkeley Big Game steel-on nylon coated wire. 80 pound, 300 foot, 38,000. Slick as hell and strong as hell. You couldn't break this. Trust me, I can jerk the pull test machine across the parking lot with this stuff.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Let's see, I might as well work on get my push rods put together. You got any of them aluminum thingadaries?
Those what?
Aluminum thingadaries that, you know.
The end things?
Yeah.
In that top drawer there under the saw or the sander. You'll have to find the ones that fit, because not all of them fit.
I don't even see any of them.
Right up in the front. In the baggie.
Yeah. Now I got this push rod here. This push rod here really doesn't fit all that great.
Oh, that's smaller. That's one from Radical RC, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, they don't fit.
Really?
You got to use them
See?
ones from Central.
It fits.
Yeah. The ones I got, but I couldn't put them in there. Boy, it don't take me long to look at
But
the hot pizza.
But I'll tell you what, this may fit, but it sure don't leave a whole lot for JB Weld.
Yeah, I know. That's the
Oh,
thing.
the reason it fits is it's split.
Ow.
Shit. I don't have enough push rod. Let's see here.
Look over here.
Oh, I need 16
See, I got
inches.
a bunch of push rods that are already made up that if we just change trade pieces or whatever.
Right there.
Yeah, there they are.
Well, this one would probably work right here. Let's see here.
See?
That's a little short. This is short. Probably use this one, cut the end off, put my, come on. I can use this one here. I'll just have to cut it and put.
You know, you make these push rods and you crash an airplane and you take them out of the airplane, you never can't find one that fits exactly again. This has got to be the hydraulic cutter. What's happening to it?
So we use that one. Here, I'll give you the high dollar left-hand thread. And
One of these, I just put a brand new one.
take this. That. I'll put this on here. You know, them guys use them left-handed thing. First off, I don't run a hatchback there.
Yeah, I know you you really should put a lock nut on it because they could technically, but I've never had one vibrate loose or anything like that or move.
I put a drop, once I get it set, I put CA on, I drop the CA on the thread. The way that I do this, you know, is we set the push rod in after it's all together, so you level zero everything out on the bench.
Mhm.
There should be no reason to lengthen or shorten the the push rod.
You shouldn't, but more of it's to adjust the throw. You know, if you want less throw or more throw on your elevator.
Well, that's what I got that for.
But you got to have a hatch to get to it.
Oh, I just one hole, you know.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's up
Joe
and down.
Reinhardt used to do that a lot. He would just put a little arc like slot back there and he could.
Everybody asks, what's that hole for right there?
It's the Allen wrench.
Yeah, if you look at my airplanes, what's that little hole right there for? That's to stick a Allen wrench in there.
Yeah. I've been putting hatches back there. Sometimes I'll put two, one on each side. Sometimes I'll just use one. It's
Okay, see, So that birthday present from Chris Everson for $50. Thank you very much. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Greetings from Scotland. Hootman. Morning. Let's see here. Is John's other plane finished?
No, still it's in white right now.
Toke up and relax, Sparky. No, I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do anything.
Oh, he vapes.
Vape, yeah. No, he's talking about pot.
I don't know. Like a couple bong hits and
All that
back
shit's
and be
30 years
funny.
ago for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got a pushing rod. Yeah, this is all sanded with 320. I mean, it feels kind of rough or whatever. Maybe it's just, but it's only 3 coats of dope. How much you need? It's sanded all off.
Well, you either get the pebbles off of it now or you get them off later.
Yeah.
And then one or the other.
It's Sabahadla, Nehoma, Kemcho, Buenos tardes or Buenos dias. I don't know. I know about 15 or 20 other profane hellos, good mornings.
Good mornings, isn't it?
That I always ask somebody with a different language, how do you say good morning? Or hello.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, the least you could do is respect their heritage, and of course that respect stuff is out the windows anymore. Nobody respects jack anything.
Kamsahamnida in Korean. Banzai in Japanese. No banzai, no banzai.
Not like that.
I gave you plums, so you should, like I say, that a lifetime's airplanes for you. If you need more, I got more.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
$5.
I got some 32,000 wire, but the shit's rougher than a cob. It's like rigging cable or something.
Well, you'll have Jack Sheiks in your airplane now.
This is nice and smooth. This stuff is silky smooth now. I'm telling you, you can't feel any of that. And it doesn't look like it's not 19 strand. This is only 7 strand. I bet.
Now you'll be able to jerk Traxel off his heels. Did you show your little
No, I didn't.
space? Oh, it's got a tight spot in it.
Well, yeah, I got them cinched down onto the bell crank.
This is the world's finest bell crank. Set up with the world's finest spacers. You don't have to go to this much trouble, guys. Wheel collars and field tubing at work. But John spent 2 weeks making 2 little spacer deals on this. Look at that rigmarole.
Now, it took me about, I don't know, half an hour total to gather things up and do it to it. But I cut them to fit in there so they fit snug and just enough clearance to spin. This is a little tight on there right now.
Yeah.
I don't like that fuel tubing thing, because I just always worried about that fuel tubing rotting or splitting or something, and then all of a sudden you got this bell crank flopping up and down in there, and and then what do you got to do? You got to cut into the wing. That's ruining the finish, the integrity of the sheeting, and all that crap. So
They asked about your, let's see, vape pot, brother. Okay, all right. No, thanks.
what happened to my 2 pieces of tubing?
And Biggins Andy says would hang out, but gotta go fix Honey's car. Have fun. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I hope you got a garage. You're in doing it somewhere warm.
My wing weighs 14 and a half ounces finished. I don't know what John's weighs now.
Right now it's at about 8.5 ounces. Right now, the way it sits with this sheeting, there's a bell crank in it. Right like it sits right there, 8.5 ounces. I still got to add the wing tips,
Push rod,
and the flaps on it and lead-up wire.
70 ounces.
But that's the covers for the landing gear. I think I might have threaded the landing gear on there too, because
I ain't
got the
buying that.
landing gear already bent. Might be 9 ounces with the landing gear.
You don't weigh it with the wire. Robert Young, good morning, guys.
Hey, Rob.
You know what I need before we have a meltdown? I need to get this thing on charge, or else this thing eats up. Yeah, you made it.
That's a good deal.
We need an extension cord. You got a lightweight extension cord we can...
Yeah, there's one hanging on the wall right there, and
hanging on. Yeah, this is perfect. The only problem is we tripping over wires.
well, there's that 100-footer down there on the floor
100-footer on the floor.
behind the heater down there.
Well, with the 100-footer, it's you know, you can go along the floor. It's not hanging up in outer space.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, come on. What do we got going on here? I need to learn how to daisy chain extension cords. Okay, so we got that. There we go. We got the power now. All right, still waiting on my blocks to set up. Want to get that mounted before I attach the wing.
I keep trying to do that spin thing.
I can do it.
I do it every now and then. I can't do it consistent. And then it pisses me off when it mucks up the wires.
Jim Lee, he's the spinner.
Yeah.
Let's see, I guess I could use the belt sander instead of the disc sander to do them next time. Let's see what the guys in the peanut gallery have to say. Looking good. Yeah. I suppose that the audio and video is decent. This is just a cell phone camera with a makeshift boom on it. It's actually I think it's pretty good. I got all that $high equipment when you could just this crappy cell phone.
Yeah, a cell phone and a piece of coat hanger and
I asked Snap-on about these pliers.
yeah,
They can't find them.
I got this from
Jeweler.
no, well in the jewelry department at Hobby Lobby. They got different sizes of them. You don't want to get the little. These are the best ones you get. I take it back. I ordered these off eBay. The ones I got from Hobby Lobby. Now I was out there the other day and I got more of them, but were these. And these are a little bit. You don't have the variety, you know. It's a cone, but they're small.
The Snap-on ones that I saw are bigger than this. They're 10-inch. These are 8-inch, I think. Maybe these are 6. Maybe the other ones are 8. They're about that long. And the cone starts out this big, and it's a real smooth taper all the way down. But the guy can't get them.
Well, go on eBay and you get these on eBay for about $6 or something like that. Or Amazon. Or
I got a free Snap-on t-shirt Friday.
Was that a birthday gift from Snap-on?
Cost me $400.
Yeah. Yeah, that Snap-on guy saw you coming.
These guys have such a way with guys like me. It's being a motorcycle mechanic, I didn't do a whole lot of half-inch drive stuff. Now I'm a truck working on trucks. I need half-inch drive stuff. So I've been buying half-inch drive stuff. So I got half-inch deep impacts, because that covers everything, and half-inch chrome sockets, deep sockets. So they got on the truck, buy the shallows and get the impacts free.
Oh yeah.
So buy one, get one. And so you're actually this is what they say, you're actually saving $300. But it costs you $400 to save $300, but you do get a free t-shirt.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's always a catch to all of it.
So I've willed my soul to the Snap-on man again.
Yeah, you gotta stay away from them guys who are whipped this.
The thing, them guys are, well, I gotta stay off the truck. And you know what? When I need it, I'll have it, and you won't.
Yeah, and they'll be digging in your toolbox looking to borrow it.
Right, and that ain't happening.
Yeah, but I know what that's like. I always carried around a cheap set like Dollar General store tools and my tools. And when the guys wanted to borrow something, I gave them the Dollar General tools because they'd be hitting them with hammers and using screwdrivers for pry bars and all sorts of stuff, using your ratchets for hammers. And
I bought a brand new, I got it in St. Louis, but I bought a brand new hammer impact, like this. And you're supposed to hit it with a dead blow, rubber dead blow.
Yeah. Not
a ball peen hammer. And the guy says, I'm working at Woodman Harley Davidson. The guy says, can I borrow your impact? Yeah, sure. I figure, no problem. You got it. The first thing I hear is bang within it. And I look and the end of the thing is mashed over.
Oh, God.
So
Yeah.
that's the end of loaning tools to him.
I had a brand new Dremel tool. My buddy come over. This is a guy I went to school with. You know him all your life, and he's a good guy. He's a big construction worker and all that stuff. He's got some pretty nice stuff, and he comes over, and I need that Dremel tool of yours, John. I gotta use a little cutoff wheel on it, and it'll only take me a few minutes, and I'll bring it right back. And I knew he would. He'd bring it right back, and lo and behold, yep. He went in, did his job, and came back, set that tool down, and put it in the drawer. And I says, you don't have to put that up. Oh yeah, I'll just stick it in the drawer. So a day later, I get in there to get my Dremel out, and he had taken that cutoff wheel and cut one of the wires in the cord. He'd set it down or something and hit the cord with that little saw blade, and it just zipped right on through it, and he just stuck it in the drawer. I said, hey, mother, back over here and give me another Dremel tool. I said, that thing was 100% good when I gave it to you, and I think I need it back the same way. And he went out and bought me a whole brand new Dremel tool and let me keep the one that he cut the cord on.
Well, I borrowed Captain Dave's soldering gun, and it slipped and fell off the bench. And when it hit the ground, it shattered into 10,000 pieces.
That's ceramic and stuff.
Bakelite.
Yeah.
But I bought him a brand new Snap-on soldering iron.
Yep, that's how you do it. You give them as good as, if not better. And what they had, I hate doing these things, but
I know it's a necessity.
But I tried to do a real good job on them.
I always put shrink wrap on them.
I've been using epoxy forever. Some 5-minute epoxy and smooth it out. I smooth it out and let it sort of run down here onto the wire. And I think it relieves this little end here a little bit. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But I haven't had any problems with a riser or anything, a stress riser.
Let's see, anybody said anything else?
All you're doing is keeping this copper wire from...
Hello guys from Istan. Istan where? Istanbul? What is John's plane? Craig Biswick asks. John's plane is a hodgepodge, just like I'm building. And
yeah, it is. It's a, I don't know, sort of pseudo SV, maybe.
Oh, como están?
Doesn't have SV numbers. But
Emilio, ¿cómo está? Muy bien.
The wing is bigger than an SV by a little bit. It's thicker, a little bit thicker on the cord or on the thickness.
Lost foam wing, yes. That's all we build anymore is lost foam.
Yeah. I got a foam cutting system and 4x8 sheets of foam.
Lots of foam.
And if we want something, we go cut it. Or how's that like? It look like what you're supposed to do?
Looks fine to me.
I know some guys leave a big giant loop in up here. Why do you need a big giant loop up there? All you're trying to do is keep it from pulling back through itself. So
you need the big giant loop there so it hits the rib.
Catch on something in there, yeah.
Man, I wish this would hurry up and dry.
How long has it been?
Shoot, look, I got a gap there. I have to refill it.
Go get a sheet of that 64th inch balsa wood over there and shove it down in there.
Oh, man. Where is it?
The top left to center, somewhere in there, you'll find a piece of it. There should be a used piece in there somewhere.
Paper balsa?
Yeah, that's just thin now.
I don't think, I mean,
You could just about read paper through it.
It's just a cowl. Nope. Stomach is talking. Now this wood here is thin paper. It's actually probably more than that. I need a 16.
There's a scrap box there with a bunch of little cut-offs and stuff now.
Where? Oh, right here. Here we go. I got to renew my AMA license this month.
Yeah, they sent me a notification a while back for that drone registry stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna redo that again or not.
I did. $5. That way I can fly my radio control line. Yeah, I got my.
You don't need it for that.
I know. What do you fly? Radio control line?
I mean, that's why I got it, in case I wanted to do some scale work, and I've got a couple 4-channel radios, you know, and I said when it really ticked me off because they classified everything as a drone.
Yeah.
Well, these are airplanes. In my eyes, it's not a drone. A drone has got 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 motors on it, propellers, and can hover. That's a drone. Otherwise, it's an airplane or a helicopter or a glider. Or...
Yep, leave it to the tards. They've screwed things up. Well, what I've done here is I've hurried things up, put some CA on this. Because I would like to start sanding. Get it roughed in anyway. So this cowl weighs about, I'd say, 1.5 ounces, maybe 2 ounces. And we need to get her down to a 1/2 ounce. So kind of figure out, I mean, maybe it's just me. I weigh everything all the way along the whole process to see what it weighs in 2.3 to see what I have to cut off.
How are you gonna know?
Yeah.
And you can sit there and take a kit and weigh the box, punch out all the parts and pieces, all that stuff, weigh all the parts and pieces, and think that your airplane's gonna weigh that, and it ain't gonna weigh that. I mean, you can even add 1 ounce or 2 for glue. I guarantee it's still probably gonna be heavier than what you think it's gonna be.
Yeah. Okay, got a rough end.
Hey, Herman, you're gonna come up maybe today. Where you at?
I think I'm going to rough it in on the belt sander.
Yeah, you're one of them daring souls. Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff to take off of it.
Yeah.
You know, you said something about that being too deep in the nose.
Yeah.
You could always, while you're at it, just take this off up here and let it come down, and that'll give it a completely, you know, a little different look. P51-ish sort of nose cow look. That's what I put on one of my airplanes. There's a cow in that one of the doors over there. One that I made. Oh, you made that cow a flat section, didn't you?
Where?
Right there where the thumbs are at.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Well, a lot of them, they just come down at an angle and then did the edge.
Well, I've been doing cows like this for so many years that
There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't matter. Doesn't make the hill means.
you know what I didn't check though is where the needle valve comes out. Oh well. You got a PA handy?
Not out of an airplane.
You don't have a 75 out of an airplane?
No, I think it's bolted in the airplane out there right now. It's in my Geo.
Oh, it'll be fine. It'll just be I think the PA is a little lower needle valve than that, isn't it?
PA needle valve comes out back here, not in the center of the material.
Right.
It comes out on the back side of the material.
But I think it's lower on the closer to the.
Yeah, very well could be.
Oh well.
I mean, you could. Let's see. I don't know if I'm using.
It
a
doesn't
prop
matter. I
shaft.
can't fix it now.
Might be using a prop shaft extension on that airplane out there.
It's one thing I didn't check. Damn. Part of the afterthought process. So what I'm getting at here is normally what I try to do is I try to have this cowl brake line right at the needle valve. And like a knucklehead, it skipped my mind because I'm doing these videos. So what's going to happen is the cowl will have a loop in it to clear the needle valve. Away it goes.
Yeah, you normally try to get it right on the split line. So you got just a little moon in each piece, the fuselage and the cowling.
I try not to have any on the fuselage.
Well, yeah, you can get away with it like that. Plan, you know, old sign painter's thing had a sign that painted says, always plan ahead. The word he curved down like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't plan ahead.
Yeah, stuff slips by you.
I think I'm going to take that off to that, at least to that pen line. which is not very hard to do. Now I need a dowel with some sandpaper on it to notch this out.
Things there.
Here.
What do we got going on here?
80 grit sandpaper. That's yours. I'm giving you that because I'm taking your push rod and I'll give you back the end that I cut off.
Okay. You gonna strip all the shit off of it too?
Strip all the
How much you gonna cut off of it? You making that the elevator push rod?
Yeah.
If it'll work.
It'll work. Why wouldn't it work?
Yeah, you'll probably have to cut it down.
2 inches.
You make them shorter planes.
Right. You'll be fine. Trust me. You'll be fine.
Okay, heat. For the heat.
Dust. Been a while since I did a cowl like this.
Yeah. Well, Charles called me up the other day. I was with him.
We had a little talk about the minimum wage last night.
Did you?
Yeah. I asked him if he's ready for $50 hamburgers and $10 a gallon gas.
That's what it's gonna do. It's already happening.
And then, well, we don't want $15 an hour, no problem. We'll just cut your hours back to 10 hours a week.
Or put in a kiosk.
Yeah. People ain't thinking.
I'm worried about getting your hours sitting on the couch in the house.
Then he said, you can't support a family on minimum wage. Well, it ain't. A minimum wage job ain't to support a family. It's a kid starter job.
Well, I know a lot of people will argue that. But really, it is sort of that. Part-time jobs were just supposed to be that part-time job, you know. work at McDonald's flipping burgers to get some experience in the job market. Wasn't meant to buy a house on.
Okay.
Trying to keep it really good on the small side.
Man, I got a long ways to go.
And a lot of grinding there. A lot of grinding.
I wanted to leave this big enough that the venturi could stick out and I could get my thumb on it.
Yeah, I know. I got one back there that I can't do that with, and it irritates me because you can put a prime in it, but sometimes the prime will burn out before the fuel gets up there, and without choking it, choking's getting all that fuel up through the fuel line, you know. So. Damn.
I might do the figure 8 looking or the shotgun look up here. You know, 2 round holes.
Mm-hmm.
That's not exactly as the Continental was.
No. It had sort of a large opening up in the front, didn't it?
It had the basic opening that I normally do. You know, the cowl looked the same as I normally do. It's on my June R and Monado and all that.
Yeah, it just slopes down in front. It doesn't have that little doohickey in
Yeah,
it.
it just goes like that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do this just to show you I can do something else.
I can make cows like that too.
Reason why I'm doing this instead of alignment is alignment's going to take about 10 minutes. And I want to put this fuselage in the drill press to drill the cowl mounting bolts. Yeah. Except that's pretty close. Except my nose is going to be farther forward than that. This is what I was.
That's an SV. That's an art SV, almost ready to cover cow.
This is how I was going to mount it in the beginning, like this. But it'll almost fit. Or it would fit if it wasn't for this. That's a thin cowl there, buddy. What do we got going on here?
That's like that concept that that guy gave you, that belt crank.
Yeah.
Mount the belt crank on the top of the airplane and
Well, his idea is good.
well, it wasn't this. The bell crank was in the wing, but it come up and it transferred to another arm up outside of the wing.
Idea was good, but man, did that thing weigh. Whoa, it was heavy.
Yeah, probably most of that stuff. You never think it. Sometimes keeping it simple is the better. Kiss theory.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah. That's how that one was made, to where you can get to your finger over to trick it. You put this dang thing sticking out on it, and then it gets in your way. But then again, that's how I've got a bunch of them made, so obviously I didn't learn. I just thought they looked better.
Mm-hmm.
You pay for that look. And that, well, I'm gonna beat this section up a little bit here, and beat that section up a little bit there.
Ted Fancher's the best cowl maker. Man, that guy can make cowl. So if I'm going to make a cowl, I'm going to emulate Ted.
Well, I seen some real fancy ones out there. Some of them guys can get real invented.
Well, that Claudio guy did a real nice cowl too. Did you see that yellow airplane?
Yeah, what was it? Randy Powell? Randy Powell does some pretty neat looking cows with lots of holes and cooling ducts and.
I'm not sure that's the way to go though.
Well, you can ruin the cooling flow
Right.
real easy if you don't know what they're doing. You know, you need
Wind tunnel.
yeah, you need a wind tunnel. You need 3 times the exit size as whatever the entrance is the best. I mean, you can get by with a little less than that, but it I don't know. To me, you want the best that you can get. So why mess around with it? I just go 3 to 1 and be done. You said a little teeny Allen wrench.
Okay, trash can. So I need a piece of plywood, 8-inch plywood, to cut a half nose ring. I'll put this bag. Let's see if we got any chatters. Let's see here, we got a lot. Good morning, Sparky. Good morning, Alan. You did, let's see. I'm sure you did that. What thinner can I use to slow down the drying time for Brodak dope? Brodak thinner with some retarder in it. Rob asks, equal panels on your wing, John? Nope. Gary Sinclair, lost full wing.
5/8, something like that, 3/4 inch difference.
There's some pretty basic things for me. It's always 3/4 to an inch of asymmetry, 3 degrees motor offset, standard rudder for me.
It works. No offset on the rudder, or maybe an 1/8 inch. You really don't need it. You put a lifting surface rudder on it.
Here's my rudder. 0 offset. It's sanded airfoil. That's it. Flat on the outboard side, rounded on the inside.
Yeah, it's only 3
And that's 3/16.
16ths wood.
Probably closer to an 1/8 after I've done sanding it. But it's stout with paper on
It
it.
works, and if you look at when he built it with the wood and running all the different directions that are proper to keep it from warping.
And it's still warped. Did you see that?
Yeah.
When I put the dope on it, it went whoop, like a banana.
Yeah, they always do, but then they'll flatten out normally.
Okay, got to run the vacuum for a second. Last night. Well, I thought about this and I'm doing this with my son. Hey, you better get busy.
Well, I guess I was talking to Rob Young or Derek the other day, and we were going over that, this hour a day building thing. And it works. But you have to go down there and spend an hour. You got to hit it. When you get down there and get going and do an hour's work and get something done, you can't go in there down and reinvent the wheel.
Nope.
You just can't do that. You just got to go get something done, build it, and get it done. It's only wood. If you make a mistake, you can fix it. If it's too big, you can cut it down. If it's too little, you can scab on. Only a thing. Now this is going to be a pain in the butt. I've been doing these reverse belt cranks where the upline.
Don't do it. Bad geometry.
Well, it is with this kind of a bell crank, because this bell crank isn't designed for that. This bell crank is just a standard bell crank. It's a Danny bell crank. Thank you, Danny.
Let's see. So I gotta sand. Okay, we need to get this bolted on so I can get it roughed in. might have to cut that back a little farther.
Ah.
Yeah, it's going to be a super fill cowl. I can see that coming. Let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty close.
Don't back up right now.
Huh?
Don't back up.
Yeah. No problem. I want to cut this out too while I'm here on the jigsaw. Yeah, I think what's going to happen is you got some scrap foam
How big?
to make a fuselage buck, top and bottom. I think I'm going to redo
You look at all them molds over there.
because they're not what I know they're not what I want. They're not going to fit perfect because I got to have a mold long enough to come over here, so it's got to be longer than this. So I have to mark it here, and I want it to go all the way back exactly right. You know, when you use a different mold for a different airplane, there's always some.
Yeah, I always make them long.
Yeah.
You know, I make this mold for this right here. It's that long.
Yeah. Well.
And then you can move it around, do whatever you want to, and use it on different things. And you can flex them out a little bit.
Yeah, I want it to fit perfect.
There's chunks over there. I'm sure you can find something.
I want it to fit perfect.
You can't use my heavy foam.
What? Just crap foam, whatever. I could take some of that block wood home.
Blocks right there, all sorts of. I don't have very much of the heavy foam, and I'm trying to save it from the next lost foam wing, which I probably am not going to have enough of.
Let's see. I need to take an 1/8 of an inch off of this without disturbing the nose.
This is where the forked in belt cranks would be real nice.
That'll be fine. I need to take an 1/8 off of this so that I can get the nose ring on it. The half ring. Probably should do it with a back saw. But no, I'll probably do it with a belt sander. Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
This is that nose ring we cut on my laser cutter.
Is it?
Yeah. Wow. I guess the next thing to do, well, I cut it quite a bit off that. I might have to add shim, add, move.
You got all the knives?
Yep. So I need to Pete. Where's the scrap plywood? Got.
There's a box, the bottom box of those three right there.
That's good. Really like the X7 ply. There we go. Light ply. Light ply.
How big a piece?
2 inches wide, inch 1 by 2, or half, 3/4 by 2.
Yeah, there should be one in there.
Yep. Okay, this piece here, you want 7-ply plywood, goes up against the nose ring like so, and the cowl gets glued to it so that we can put a piece of 1/8" dowel in it. And I missed. I'm gonna have to add some. It don't fit perfect. And I don't like anything but perfect. So I'll have to add a shim on that, which is not a big deal. So this is the side that needs to be angled to. Scrap piece of wood here. $70 ounces.
Yeah, they keep gaining weight, gaining weight, gaining weight. I don't need to do something else.
What's that? What happened there?
Oh, I squeezed it and it went crack because I almost dropped it. And then I think I might have taken a swipe or two too many with the sanding block.
You all done on that?
Well, that's what I'm gonna do to that. I'm done.
Is that the guy that was supposed to come over and was asking about the ringmaster?
No, it was Derek.
Well, that guy that was asking about the ringmaster, I tried to call, but I don't leave voice messages to empty or not set up mailboxes or whatever. Okay. So. Come on. A little extra time in the fitment of these cowls is a big payoff. Big payoff. Grab a CA bottle there and CA this to the thing while I hold it. Right there. Now don't glue the 2 plywood rings together. Just put it on there.
Lined up, look, it's coming this way now. Just put it where you want. Okay.
Well, I broke that fuselage. What the hell is this?
You're gonna cut it there anyway.
Yeah. I'm gonna tack on the cowl.
Yeah, pretty much know that.
don't have enough hands with all this stuff.
I'm pushing it forward a little bit.
Okay. I'll tack.
You got the left and right and all that stuff. Left the cow, main cow. And I'm holding it center back here.
Okay. Now I need to repair all this.
There, stick a little back glue right there.
Where are them pieces? Here we go.
So, smoke. It's so good you can't really even see where it was at. Get that in there and join this one. You got that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you say, it's gonna get cut out anyway. Come on.
Got my eyes on that. It's only wood.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
That's one thing nice. I mean, I really like cutting these fuselages in half to join them. Because as long as you got a good accurate wing cutout in your fuselage sides, that's the shortest area that you have to fix. Unlike a big slash front and back. Now one cut here.
I started doing that about 15 years ago.
That works great. And the way we cut the foam wings anyway, we cut the foam wings to where there's a rib right at the side of the fuselage. So basically this cutout right here would be a rib. And if you just take that rib and then put your sheeting all the way around it, like you're gonna sheet your wing anyway, then you got a real accurate template of your wing right at that fuselage side. Not in the center, it's not out 2 inches where it can be different. And then you can use that for your template to make your cutout. And you'll get a real accurate fit that way.
Okay.
I think Bob Hunt brought that back a little bit.
Yeah, I need an 1/8 inch drill on a electric drill. Or depends. I didn't bring a dowel. So do you have the 1/8 inch dowel?
Yeah.
We got a dowel over here, but this is a pretty good size dowel. I mean, 3/16
Just a second, hold your horses.
I bought a dowel at Lowe's for $3. That will last me 10 lifetimes. 3 foot at 1/8 inch, a 1/4 inch a use, and I didn't even bring it. That's carbon.
Well, yeah, it's an 1/8 inch carbon dowel.
Okay.
You can't use that? I use that on mine. That's what I bought for it.
Okay.
Here, I think this is 1/8 inch bit. You want a little bit smaller than 1/8 inch.
I'm gonna hold it. You're gonna drill it.
Well, you want me to tear the nose off your airplane then?
Yeah.
Let's see here. This might be metric. dowel rod, that carbon. That's a little bit small. You're going through plywood. Cut on my fingernail off the other day and took everything out.
Probably ought to start out with a 16th inch bit so we got a pilot.
Well, I'm gonna drill it a little bit smaller than what that dowel rod is. Really, you only got one shot. It's only one drill bit smaller. You want to tape that?
No, just see the X right there?
Yeah, I see the X. You want to drill it straight or at an angle?
Straight.
Or
Yep.
since that's one size smaller than that dowel rod, it might have ovaled out enough to fit. And again, it might not have.
You'll be fine. So we need, do you epoxy these in or do you CAM?
You can CAM or epoxy them, either one, but I'd roughen it up, sand it a little bit before I would do anything. I just cut you a piece about an inch long or whatever.
I just, here, this is fine. Let's do this.
I'll get something to cut it off with.
I think it's empty.
Well, no, it's still got glue in it. Good to the last drop, man. It's Maxwell House. I plugged up. This will run all over the place on me now. So.
It'll be fine.
Okay, you glue your fingers to it. I want to watch so I can laugh.
Kicker.
Spray can up there. No, use that white can right there. Big can, quick, fast activator.
Well, you got the good walkie-talkies there.
Yeah, pretty nice.
I got the cheap toy walkie-talkie.
Those were my dad's. I didn't buy them. My dad did something like that there. Probably my uncle bought them.
Yeah, too long. I'm gonna have to cut her down.
Yeah, it can only be about 1/8 inch long. What's gonna do about that?
Piece of wood. I have to drill that hole a little bigger.
Did you bevel the edge of it?
There it is. Okay.
You get all your plywood on everything, your 64 plywood on all of it?
Oh, I forgot. Nope. That's all right. Oh, well, I'll just be dancing to cut sanding and fitting.
Yeah, you'll just have to take your time and fit it in there. It's always better to get that on there to begin with. I'll be back.
Oh, well, I'll be fitting that plywood on there now. Forgot all about it. The way it goes. So what I need to do now is I'm going to try to drill the holes on the drill press right there down into some maple blocks and put in some thread inserts. And we're going to have 2 screws instead of 1. Actually, I ought to just do 1. It's so much easier. I'm never going to run a pipe on this. We'll just make it for the muffler, and that's it. We've got 22 watchers. Hey, Mike. Yeah, it's about flying season if you're a penguin. We'll look at John's white airplane. It's still white. Slow down the drying time, yeah. John's airplane is still white. There's nothing on it. He hasn't progressed any farther. That's the one I'd be humping on. If it's getting close. It's time. And let me tell you something. The gnats comes around so fast. You go, well, I'm not ready. Well, they don't care. And this year, it's a month earlier. And it's going to be windy. But I have at least 1 new airplane ready for the gnats, and I'm going to try to get this one ready as well. And depending on how they fly, this is the one I'll probably fly. But if the other one flies good, I mean, this one has the PA in it. I would like to make the PA work, but I'm having a difficult time. Wait. I am bummed out I didn't put that 64th plywood on there. It should be okay. It'll just be hand fitting time again. So it's a matter of whittling her down. Okay, I've made an executive decision. I keep changing my
Did you
mind.
cut the piece of plywood off and during one? Oh, no, that's all right. What's your executive decision?
I'm just gonna get a piece of plywood, go across there, one bolt instead of two. And if I decide to put a pipe in it, I'll just do the operation and fix it then, but I doubt it.
Cut it, groove in it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're using a muffler on that, aren't you?
Yeah.
That Cas muffler?
Yeah.
Will it fit in there with one piece across there?
Yeah, 3/4. 3/4.
So you want a 1/2 inch piece? And a 6x5?
Yeah.
Right. 2.5 inches long.
2 1/4. Well, actually, it's 2 inches. And we'll 5-minute it in there and drill a hole, and that way the cow's mounted and I can move on. I don't want to make a major project out of it.
I gotta get some 6x8 hands.
Well, if you go to Radical RC and buy some, buy me a sheet and I'll pay for it.
I'm trying to hold off on buying anything until after that damn swap meet because I can probably get it so much cheaper.
Am I riding with you to the swap meet? Huh?
It's probably closer to drive straight there.
No, I'm talking about Toledo.
Oh, Toledo? Well, I don't know if I'm going or not. I haven't really made up my mind on that.
Every time I go up there, I end up
Spending money, that's what it's
a lot of
for.
money.
want to see your white plane.
Thank you.
It's real proud. Let's move my wing and set it on the table. It'll be fine. Oh, don't put the tail wheel to this.
I'm not going to. I'm trying to see I don't poke a hole in the bottom of the wing. There it is. Oh, it's glory right here.
I'm gonna get 2 stripes on it and cleared and be done. I can see that coming. Oh, you got oil coming out.
And that's why I don't like to leave my motor out. I'll have to clean that up real good. Stuck that engine in there to get weight on it.
How much does it weigh? Right as it is.
61, 60, 59 and a half, somewhere.
Let's weigh it, because then we can get an idea what it's gonna weigh finished. Ah,
It's gonna weigh 64 and a half, 65 ounces probably. I was really trying to hit 64, but I don't think I'm gonna do it.
it ain't easy to do, is it?
No, it's very, very hard to do. .87, 1,608.
3.87. So we got 3 times 16. Clear.
56.75 ounces, right? That's, she sits right there.
56 and a you'll make 60 ounces. I don't see 4 ounces of paint going on this.
I want to do a nice paint job, you know. I'm trying to do a nice paint job and still, you know, with some body and not just a basic, like you say, a line. But if I airbrush everything, I'm not getting a lot of weight build up when it comes to that.
The clear is what. So a quart of clear weighs 3 ounces.
Right.
Because you get 3 coats out of a pint. So you got 3 ounces there. Plus, so that's 4 ounces. You'll be 60 ounces. Okay, good. Good weight.
With a 75 yanking it around, ought to be.
You need to paint it till it balances.
It's balanced about now.
That's not good.
Well, I mean, it is. It's balanced about now. Pretty close. I could get a lighter tank and put a lighter tank in it.
$100.
Go to a 2-bladed wood prop. And then I might have to put on longer landing gear because I'll be using a 15-inch prop on it instead of 13 or 14-inch prop.
Yeah, I guess it's just about right.
See, I still got some fuel tubing to come in here for the vent.
That's a mystery ounce. 57.
I think there's fuel line in there right now.
So we'll say 58 plus 4 ounces. That's 62.
Yeah, I know. It'll be tough to hit 64, less than 64. I'm telling you, you know how it is. It can weigh all real great right up to this point, and then all turns to hell in the handbasket. I see these wingtips, I turned them way back. And that made that so it didn't pucker down in there as much.
This would have looked better. You got a straight line here if you'd have rounded that line. But
yeah, probably.
Good enough.
I was trying to match this geodetic straight lines and just leave the radius here, you know. I don't know, I got the radius in here and here. I guess I should have put one back there too. See, what I'll tell you what I like to do is I like a piece of sheeting out here about 1.5 inches wide on the last bay, because that really helps on this. Is it really necessary?
I like this piece and this piece and this piece and this piece and
Yeah,
hey, it's
well,
75 ounces.
That's like I cut all my ribs out real thin, and then you just put a little slot in there and said, well, it doesn't add up to much. Well, yeah, it does. It's grains. You know, this is a grain, that's a grain, that's a grain. Before you know it, you got 100 grains there, and you got an ounce, and you know, I mean, my cowling's whittled out to an 1/8 inch thick.
What's size tank? We run 8-ounce tanks for 75s.
Yeah.
Emilio says beautiful, looks awesome. You have a paint scheme plan? No.
No, that's why it's still white. I'd already been painting it.
Give Sparky a reason to slow down. Yeah.
No, he's got a legit reason, you know, although he's got some airplanes, but he wants 2 airplanes that are real close to each other, one to fly and a backup for the gnats. And it's almost, you almost have to do that. You need 2 airplanes, one that you fly and practice and one that you compete with. And that, well, you always have a backup airplane if something happens.
Because shit does happen.
Oh, yeah. And it'll happen the week right prior to the gnats or something like that when you're really hurting. So.
Well, I got my 17 airplane still. I just wish it wasn't so ratty. But it flies so good.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're not supposed to take off for hanger rash. But they do.
Yeah.
Just like they're not supposed to give you extra points just because your airplane shines. That's not part of it. You're supposed to look through that shine and see the craftsmanship underneath of it. But that's all subjective to whoever's judging.
It's a nice job. You just wish it was finished at this week. That would be so nice.
Oh, yeah.
This is Billy's Thunderbolt right here. Finished. Got a run right there.
There's a spot right here. It's a weird spot. It's
Right
not
here.
really a run.
And when you paint your nose trim on it, just sand it out. It'll go away. It's had enough time to harden up. With paint's been on there a year.
No, it's been on there
2 years.
a couple months. Probably. I think I painted this in November. got it into white in November, and then I've been sort of brain locked on a paint scheme. Let me get this out of the way. Oh, we heard it.
Okay, so let's fit this in here. What?
I gotta give you a kick out of the Dodgers.
Oh.
They are some really ornery girls. And you get all three of them together, and now you got a mess on your hands. Yeah, they side up with one another, and heaven forbid if they're against you.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, that laminating resin is going to take forever to dry. I did that this morning when we were texting.
Yeah.
Look at this, it's still, I mean, it's getting stiff, but
Sometime tonight.
yeah, it's not the warmest down here, you know, it's only about 67 degrees or so.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, just leave it underneath 1,000 pounds of weight. Here's that roll of that Kevlar thread that I got.
And it ain't like mine.
Now, this is real thin shit. It's so thin that I doubled it up. I did use a single strand of it. And I threaded that needle and tied it in the knot on the end of it and then sewed it up like that. But it's strong. You can't break it. It'll slice you to the bone.
I'm gonna leave it down and put a piece of 64 ply over the top of it to match up with the.
I'll try to pretty it up a little bit.
Yeah. I guess I could put a piece 60. You got a piece, small piece. To do it now, so it fits perfect.
Well, I doubt that you'll get it cut by the time that kicks off.
Well, it don't matter. Whatever.
I'm working on it. Oh, this is dark wood. This ain't light.
64th, right?
Yeah.
Well, what difference does it make when it's dark or light?
Gotta get a length on it.
I didn't get enough epoxy on there. Put the glue on there.
I better make sure it fits.
It'll fit.
Yeah, it takes a touch, doesn't it? Hey Rob, if you're still on there, get busy. Get some of them Johnny's planes out. Thanks for the compliments, guys.
Who?
Oh, my airplane I brought out. Appreciate it. Paint job will come along as it comes along. I just got brain lock on paint jobs right now. I had one in my head and then I decided to do something a little bit different, and now what I got to do is try to find fonts and all that kind of stuff that are changing. I just haven't spent the time to do it. Basically been lazy. I've been working on that other wing and making contraptions and whatnot.
Been emulating Dan.
Well, and other things to do too. Not pretty good, yeah.
It'll be fine.
You know, all this stuff down here, like I guess you made it wide enough to where you could get it in there. Yeah, you got to. If you just cut a straight piece this width, you end up with nothing down here on that, and then you got a scab in a piece.
When I get it shaped, final shape, this will be removed.
Oh yeah. But you need it in there prior to that, so you got something to carve out.
Remember, if it ain't glued to something, you don't need it.
That's true. That's true. If it's just hanging out there in the open air and it's not supporting nothing, cut it out. Although Al didn't make very light airplanes from what I understand.
No.
And I mean, all the way back in the Seed Fury days, if I understand it right, then he had problems with that plane doing overheads and wing overs and everything else that wanted to fall in on him. Well, to me, that's either grossly underpowered or overweight or a combination of both. I wish I'd saw him fly when he was here at the NAS. I think that Dayton is 71. Was that 71 at the NAS were in Dayton?
I don't know.
And he flew the Sea Fury. I knew that.
The sea sled?
Well, yeah, I don't know what the weight of it was, to be honest with you, but I know whenever you're putting 5 layers of fiberglass on a set of flaps, you're building too heavy, and I'm sure it went on other places.
You don't need all that shit.
Some of the stuff he did, he used to take little round circles of fiberglass cloth and little half-inch round circles and put hundreds of them on the joint between the stab and the elevator and the fin and the rudder area. To try to make those areas bulletproof where you never break one off. And I probably did that, but at the expense of a lot of epoxy and fiberglass. Better get your plywood on that shit.
That's right, I need another piece of 8-inch plywood to go right here before I... Shit.
Yeah, right here.
No. 8-inch 7-ply.
Oh, 1/8 7-ply. Yeah, you gotta cut that out. You gotta knock that out, don't you?
Yep. Got another scrap piece.
It's not 7-ply, it's 6. I don't think they make it 7-ply. I think it's 6. There's some 3 or 4-ply. But that's your screw's gonna go down in there and touch on that, right?
Yeah.
So you wanna use that 6-ply, you don't wanna use the light stuff, it could crush.
64th plywood with me for these strips.
You didn't?
No.
No, unobtainium, man.
Got a nice seat at home.
When we go to the swap meets, we have to look for plywood,
Basswood.
basswood, balsa wood. I don't need any engines, but if I found some that were the right price, I'd be motors. Let's see.
We doing Mexican today?
I don't care.
Okay. I'm sinking this plywood down into this so that the screw has somewhere to attach to. It's got to have a stop. And we won't worry about the plywood. I got plywood at home. I'll just do it there by hand. Won't be the first time.
Well, you're just gonna take a pair of scissors and cut the shit.
You got it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but $60 a sheet.
I know, it's ridiculous.
I think I paid, look at this. $21.75, and that was back in '80. And I know I didn't pay that. I bought this at a swap meet for $8.
Radical RC, I bought a sheet like that for 20. And that's what I got at the house. But I paid as much as 50.
Oh, I paid $50 for a sheet once, and then I said, man, I gotta find another source for this crap. Mark out some pieces on here for width and whatever that you need, and then which way you want the grain running on it. Yeah, this is about the same both directions, really.
Make them 3/4 of an inch wide.
Yeah. I don't know.
Got to come up into here, so 3/4 of an inch. Yeah.
Half inch long or better.
Okay, wanna epoxy this on again. Towels take a beating, so try to get some strength on it. You don't want the cow flying off. Remember this, guys, if you're an anti-BOM guy, you can't build. And I think I've demonstrated that it ain't that hard. That's good. I've done everything by hand on this airplane except for when I'm over here at John's. I'll wait 5 minutes for that to dry. Let's see what we got here. I really appreciate that $50 super chat. We used epoxy and microballoons on our glass sailplane fuses. Man, that stuff is hard to sand. Yeah, well, that's why we use Superfill. Morning, guys from Ireland, the leprechaun state. In the workshop myself, watching you as I paint some Mustang stripes. Great. I've got foam. Let's see. I need Robert Young. I've got the foam wing from him. He passed from his wife. And then Craig Biswick asked what size tank. We use 8 ounces on 75s, 6 ounces on 60s. And 6 is not quite enough.
Yeah, you almost need a 7-ounce tank just to give you some. That way you can go up to 10% nitro. Or
I'm gonna need a piece for across the back too. Well, there might be enough there. Yeah, that'll work.
there's another piece right here.
That's plenty.
Whichever one comes out of the best.
I used to take that sheet and just glue the whole sheet on there and then grind up.
Oh, no.
Not
Waste
anymore.
all that wood?
Yeah, not anymore.
Not to me. Not $50 a pop. I don't think so. Rob, you got any engines left? Any motors? I said engines.
Rob Young, who, that name's familiar.
He's from Columbus. Yeah, him and John Sunderland and Joe Reinhardt and all those guys were part of Capital City Control Liners and good bunch of
I thought
guys.
Reinhardt was coming back. How old is he now? About 80?
He's getting up there now. His wife passed away. She had
some dementia, Alzheimer's or something like that. And he battled with that for a long time, which kept him from doing anything, you know, because he was tied up with his wife, which I understand. But she passed, and he still flies. He doesn't feel competitive, so he doesn't want to fly in contests. So, I mean, that's his thing. He's still building. I know that, and they are still flying. They're flying over at Bob Campbell's front yard, I guess.
Well, we need to go over there and put a light of fire into them guys' ass.
Well, Campbell can't fly anymore because he's got neuropathy and inner ear problems really bad. So I mean, 5 or 6 years ago, he was using a cane and a staff because of his balance and stuff. He can't feel his feet.
They're out of Toledo, right?
Columbus.
Which is 100 miles from here.
It's about 60 miles east, straight east.
Yeah, we need to go over there and fly in his front yard or whatever.
Well, yeah, I do that. Yeah, nice weather and stuff. Can't fly big airplane here.
64-foot line.
I doubt it. I don't know. I don't think he can fly a full-size Stunner over there, but maybe he can. But you know, a Nobler or something like that, you still got your Nobler, don't you?
No. I got a
Or
Tucker.
you got a Tucker.
Tucker with a crack in it that I'm going to give away to somebody this winter or this summer.
Somebody would be getting a good airplane with a crack in it.
Yeah.
If they want to take the time to refinish it and all that stuff. It's still, it's a good airplane. I don't know why you don't just fix the crack and fix it right. You got the big and little, you know. You got the regular Tucker and a mother Tucker.
Yeah.
I know you didn't like that name for it, so that's why I keep saying it.
Don't matter to me. Okay, we need to cut it right there. So what are we gluing this down with? That thick CA?
He says Bob's front yard is big enough to fly full-size Stunners, and he's got a new in the box OS 35S.
Yeah, no thanks.
Trade your OS for a L846. No other substitute. L846, unless you can find a Narrow Tiger 36 that Randy did his magic on, which
Here.
is pretty high
Run the
dollar.
glue for me.
Running out of this now. Where do you want it?
Yeah, to there.
Well, we'll have to be going to these swap shows out here. January, February, March something is the Wingmasters things down here. The RC club that's out at our flying field, they're having their big swap meet at the fairgrounds down here in Dayton. March 23rd and 24th or something like that. Just look up Wingmasters Model-Rama, and they'll have the dates on there. I think it's March 23rd and 24th or somewhere right around in there.
Okay. Shit,
Can't cut straight.
no, it needs to be crooked.
I had to match the other one that was cut crooked.
It was,
I gotta cut more of an angle on than that. It doesn't matter how it runs everywhere else, as long as it just covers the piece, and you're gonna grind everything out of there anyway.
except for when I go to put the piece on the back.
Yeah, that's true. Now you gotta be a spoil sport. That looks good.
That's close enough. Yep. Okay.
I bought this at the woodcraft shop.
Probably a lot cheaper than hobby store.
It was $8, I think, or something like
Yeah.
that for this big can. And I said, man, that sounds a lot cheaper than what I've been seeing. And I think it was $12 or $14 a spray can.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And I said, well, for that money, I'll give it a try and see if it works. It might not work, you know. For the kind of Bob Smith industry glue or whatever that we're using. So I know CA, but that stuff happens. So I went ahead and bought it and come home and it worked great. Perfect.
All it is liquid baking soda.
Yeah, you put CA on baking soda, man, it'll smoke like a son of a gun.
Okay, kick it off.
You know, you can put this on the plywood.
Yeah. What we got hot there? There we go. Just turn it over. Okay. What are they talking about now?
Yes, the Dayton show is. It's supposed to be larger than ever this year. I think they even got a second building to house it in, and it was pretty good, pretty big. Not as big as Toledo, but it was pretty big. It says Mark traded him a PA-40 ultralight.
For what?
For some kids. He traded him for some kids. So you still got the PA? That motor, if you tune it right, can fly a full-size stunt plane. It'd fly a big airplane. It'd fly an SV-23, SV-11, any of them. That's full 60 size airplane. Yeah, you use super glue on that stuff. I don't use super glue on that stuff. I use epoxy on all that plywood.
It'll be fine.
Well, whatever floats your boat is your airplane, not mine.
You ever see one of my airplanes fall apart?
No, but what I've had problems with is CA on that plywood and it wanting to fall off of there when you're sanding it.
It'll be fine. And then
And you keep super gluing it down, eventually it sticks, but I ain't got scissors long enough that you can use to do that.
Well, take that scalpel and rub down there about 2 passes with the scalpel and you'll be able to snap it off there.
it's too big anyway. I mean,
Well, you told me to cut it 3/4 of an inch.
no, the cow is too big anyway.
Oh.
That worked out good. It'll be like 2 seconds on the disc sander, right, be gone.
Yeah. I think whenever I replace the sanding disc that's on that one, I put like a 80 crit on there to begin with. Then I ground metal with it and all sorts of stuff to tone it down a little bit.
That's a crude looking cow, but it'll be fine.
Yeah, you just carve everything away that doesn't look like.
It'll be fine now.
And you get a perfect fit now. And you make another one then.
Okay.
What you need to do is sand it all flat and then use some epoxy on that. Some 5 minutes up there.
See, the problem is,
It's gonna pull it up.
but this is where it has to be, because it's centered on the
It's
motor.
centered on the motor. Okay. Well, then you need to hog that hole out a little bit. But I just take this hole and oblong it that way a little bit. Just a 1/16 of an inch, straight up. Well, not even a 16th, 1/64 of an inch.
No, that really moves it a long way, see? So what I
Yeah,
need,
not move this, glue this one where it needs to go.
what I need to do is grind that off and re-drill that. Glue this back where it belongs, grind that off, and re-drill that closer to the edge.
I don't know if to do that, but we got a lathe here. We can do whatever you want to.
What would the lathe do for it?
We can grind a maple plug to put in that hole and then be easier to re-drill it.
I suppose.
Dayton Wing Masters is who's putting it on. Is putting on the swap meet. It's called Model Rama. Dayton Wing Masters Model Rama. Yeah, I haven't heard from Larry or seen Larry in 3 or 4, probably maybe even 5 years now. I don't know what he's up to. He had some health issues, I heard, there for a while.
Where I screwed up is adding that piece of, it's not end grain there, but we keep filling it with glue. It gets strong.
It only has to be strong enough to hold the cow on it.
It all gets glassed anyway.
Yeah.
Not only that, there'll be blocks glued to it, and it'll be glued to this.
You'll fill all that in on the inside except for the hole where you got it out.
Yep.
You're gonna cut that all the way out here, this line?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Except right here, and then you just leave a little bump.
That was an example that I was showing online.
You know, most of that stuff, you know, you buy those pre-made nose rings, they're cut at 2 inches.
Right.
It's undersized. They got to be 2 1/8 or almost 2 1/4 inches for a 2-inch spinner, because then when you sand it to shape, you sand a bevel on it. And if you cut them 2 inches, you end up with a step right here that you got to fill in and dink around with. That's why you need the spinner that you're going to be using on your airplane. And take your spinner all up and then sand all that stuff to the shape of the spinner.
Yep. How long we been on?
Oh, I didn't look.
3 hours.
Might be getting close to, what time is it?
I don't know.
12:41. It's getting close to lunchtime. No wonder I'm feeling hungry.
Yeah. We can go to lunch while that's drying.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up. We're going to do lunch, and we'll be back after lunch and probably line the wing, do the lineup of everything. I kind of been trying to keep these Saturday at John's at 3 hours. I mean, they start running 6, 8 hours. It's kind of boring. All we're doing is working in the shop. But I want to get this cowl done today. Just mounted. I'm not going to shape it. I'm just going to get it mounted. And let's see if it goes up. I think it'd be better to cut this off and re-drill this hole than monkey with that one. And then get it lined up. But I got to have the cowl on there.
Yeah, you're probably right. Just that little piece right there.
Just flatten it off, re-drill the hole, and put a new piece in it.
Yeah, if you could get that out, that'd be better, and then you could plug that hole again. But I don't know if you can get that out. Did you epoxy that or super glue?
CA. You got any what do they call that stuff? That releases debonder.
All it is I don't have it, but I know what it is. It's basically lighter fluid. I'm just smashing it up.
But we could drill it.
Try. The drill doesn't keep walking off of it.
Start off with a little teeny bit and work your way up.
Of course, I don't know why we'd have to even drill it. Drill an 1/8-inch hole and right next to it. Let's see, which way does that go? It goes up this way, so it's going to be over this way. I might have to.
Hell, for that matter, you can put 2 holes in it. Put 2 pins in it.
Yeah, it's too difficult. 2 pins.
You just drill one of them, pin it, and then drill the other one. You can hold it like that, and I can see if I can
Yeah,
go down in there and
let's see if it's dry. Not perfectly dry, but
well, it's 5-minute epoxy, isn't it?
use a 3/32 bit first, maybe.
I gotta be able to center it on it.
Okay, I'll hold it.
fill it off of the side of the back and the back.
That'll be fine. It's a little off, but it don't matter. See what happened?
Yeah, I figured they were gonna do that. Where in the hell that?
It'll be fine. It's right there. No, that's not it. I usually just use dowel.
Well, I don't have a piece of dowel. Don't leave me sitting out there on the table.
No, this is a push rod. It'll be fine. Not building a watch. Got it? Yeah, I got some of that.
This is what I bought to make the leading edge of the stab with. Embed that in there. That's one thing nice about Ready for RSD. They do have some carbon stuff. And
Okay. That's that.
you gonna glue that wing in that fuselage while you're here? That's what you're gonna come over here to
Yeah.
do today.
That's what we're gonna do after lunch.
Okay.
I just wanted to get this,
Well, you got your two mounting holes in the back, or one for right now.
That's all I'm gonna drill is one hole. And it's gonna be right there. You put the drill away already?
No, it's lying there.
This is for 440, right?
Well, that was the one we used for that. That silver one in there, I think, is an 1/8 inch.
That's 440.
I don't even know where it came from. But somehow my gold one's gone and it's in there. Why don't you get them big blocks where you got a full piece underneath?
Because the table doesn't go down far enough.
Yeah, well. I'll go down 4 or 5 more inches from where it's at.
You will, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta buy you a new Chuck key. Chuck, this is not supposed to be this way.
That's how they come.
No, it's not how they come.
Yeah, it is. I swear to God, I didn't bend it. That's how that one came.
Maybe that's how that one came, but that's not how they're supposed to be.
Screws not running all the way up on the top of it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way up. That little drill don't have a lot of depth, you know, to.
Okay, so now hold on a minute. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Perfect. So now it's one screw to hold it together. I get that, well, you know, actually, before I glue this in, I would like to rough this out, you know, bolt it down and get it sanded close. Otherwise, I'm going to be, I mean, I can do it. I've done it before.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna put in that hole? The hole down the hole. You gonna put anything in there?
You got any of that thin wall carbon tube we use for spars?
I don't think I got what we use for spars, but I probably got a piece of 1/4 inch or something. Arrow shaft. There was a piece up there.
Let's see what the chatters are saying. Rob Young says, I was in Louisville yesterday and tried to get a hold of Larry Robertson, but his phone went to voicemail. I hope he's still doing well.
Like I said, I haven't talked to Larry in years. And then he got pissed at me and quit coming to our contest.
This will work right here.
Um,
Now we need a drill bit this side.
for some reason, I don't know why, but anyway, then I heard that he had had some health problems. And wasn't doing very well at all there for a while, but now I think he might have bounced back from that. Which sort of surprised me, he had health problems because he may be an older gentleman, but he was very health conscious and really liked to try to eat right and all that kind of stuff, and didn't smoke. I don't think he drank or. My God, what, you gonna drill with that?
Well, you got a piece of tubing this size?
Yeah.
I guess we could skive the end and drill with this. Use the same size.
Very close. See what the problem is, that arrow shaft is metric
Right.
probably.
Well, that piece of tubing you got in your hand is fine, because then I'll just force that
Well, I
in.
wanna see if I got one already sharpened.
You know?
A lot of times if you just look a little bit, you'll find one that's already done up. Look at that one I made.
Ooh.
Ain't that nice?
Yeah. What's that for?
Drilling a hole that size.
Yeah.
That's the one I used in all my wing revs. I took a piece of that, you know, we go there and cup with pipe. It's a little bit bigger. Gotta cut that plug in there. I need to do is drill that down the center so I can punch that out of there. Let me see that. Do that. Give me that 1/8" drill bit.
What happened to it?
Whichever one you had chucked up and under it. All my chucks have bad keys.
Yeah, I'm starving. You know, I don't think we'll do Mexican. It takes too long.
Takes too long.
Hey, what?
Did I drill?
Wrong end. You're trying to clean that out.
Push a wire down through it.
What's in that? Hardwood? Whatever you drilled was super hard.
Yeah. Maybe it has some glue on it or something.
You can drill it, then 2 sizes up from that,
Up?
up maybe.
Was this a metric? Or, I mean,
This is the smaller of the big ones that's out. That's right.
well, it can't go 2 sizes up. Only got one. That's number
That's
one.
The biggest.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go to inches. They're in the regular section. We gotta get this thing written out the right or extended the damn thing.
Yeah, not too far in advance.
Yeah, do that.
And it's pushing out. There's metal down in there.
Well, it's that plug that I probably put in there. It'll be that long. It's got it out of it.
Yeah. Where's the number 26? It's missing out of there. That must be this one. 28.
I just went through all them, put them all back in the right spots.
Oh yeah, we're fine.
What I need to do is make a set of centering.
My snap-on bits that are like that, $700.
Yeah, it's a lot. Actually, that's more precision than what you need. Unless you're building spaceships, rockets or something. Man, those are just like taffy.
It's gonna take 24 hours for that to cure up.
Probably.
It's already been. Let's see, what time were we texting this morning? 6 or 7?
Yep.
And that's when I mixed that up. God, 6 hours or whatever.
It's on there now.
Pour a gallon out of it.
Really don't want to cut. Like this.
When all else fails. That's not the same stuff. That other stuff that we got had colors in it and stuff.
Right, that's what my push rod is for my, that other stuff is super light.
And it is unidirectional. Wow. I think it's probably stronger lengthwise than that kind is. I had about $1,000 I can get in there to break water, so I buy every piece of stuff to get it up.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Just to have it. They had some stuff down there, Robert, that was about 3/16 wide, and it was paper thin. I mean, paper thin. And, I mean, you could laminate it underneath anything. You could laminate it underneath the 64th piece, 64th inch something, and it wouldn't create a bump or nothing.
Need a screw and a blind nut.
And people in hell want ice water too.
A washer just so it don't pull this thing through. Ha! Drilled a hole right through my floor here. Drilled a hole right there. Huh? No, it won't hurt nothing. This also would.
I'm missing the hole.
Did it sprout legs and run across the room? What's that?
Oh, that's it.
Missing it.
The shop ate it. Right there in front of your freaking eyes. What, you want number 3 or number 4?
Number 3.
It might not be that on there. These 3s are a little tight.
Number 4. Small number 4.
Yeah, I only got one size number 4 for
I just want to pull this nut up in there without
Right.
pulling the head through the wood.
Yeah. I'm running out.
Don't drop that on the floor.
No, that makes for a bad day. I think I know somebody that did that though.
Yeah.
A bigger box, one about like this.
Yeah, it went everywhere.
I can remember getting a phone call from him about right after he did it.
There was a million pieces.
That's when you just wish you had a big magnet, you know?
Wrong one. It's not in there. You moved them around on there.
440's in the back. It should have been.
Wasn't. Okay, the first main objective is fulfilled. Almost.
You gonna grind down the thickness, the sides a little bit on the
Yeah.
grinder there?
Yeah, before we. That way, I mean,
There's no sense in trying to do that by hand at home, you know, when you can whip it off there and,
2 seconds.
yeah.
I can do it. I mean, I've done it. But
Oh, yeah, it just, if you had some 10 grit sandpaper, it'd be better.
I like my 36 grit. I hope that washer will go down that tube. I suppose we could make a washer.
No, we can drill one of these out if we want.
And it won't. Oh well, no big deal. We'll just use it without for now.
Already got it drawn down.
It'll be fine. Now what I'm doing here, guys, by doing this stuff over here at John's, this will save so much time. You know, the hour that I spend here today, or 3 hours or whatever, will save 5 hours, which is 5 days of an hour a day sanding. Come on, get on there. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to hold.
Yeah, it's not that hard to hold. I held it and then I crushed it.
Yeah. Okay, so it's mounted now. And now I will take it on the disc sander after lunch. We gotta eat lunch. And
Yeah, I'm getting very hungry.
yeah, and flatten these up. And then when we come back after lunch, we're gonna take this off, cut the nose block off. I will cut that on his jigsaw. We'll split the fuselage here, put it on a line, mount the wing, and that'll be about it. I mean, that'll finish out the day. But a lot accomplished today, just in doing that. And now it must have restarted. It says 52, unless it's 3 hours and 52 minutes.
That could be.
We still got people watching. I know you guys are moving around, but my video is stuck. All right. Well, we're going to end the stream anyway. We're going to come back after lunch. It looks like it is stuck. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you after lunch. See ya.